Now we have to discuss the rule number 3 for the table. Rule number 3 of the table. Rule number 3 of the table, it is for the how to take the values of independent variable. How to take the values of independent variable, because independent variable is in our control and which values we have to take. Now usually this rule carries 3 marks and we have to be very careful about this rule, because this rule is very much important as concerned for the marks of the table, because out of 10 marks usually 3 marks are on this rule. Now how this rule should be used: number 1, first is always include maximum or minimum or both values in the table. Always, if it is possible to include both, then prefer to include both. If not, then okay, either maximum or minimum, it must be used. Number 2, intervals between two values must be constant if possible. And what's the formula for the interval? Formula for the interval is equal interval is always whatever the maximum reading, maximum value minus minimum value minus maximum value minus minimum value divided by number of readings minus 1. I can simplify this value as maximum value minus minimum value divided by the 5, because we have to usually take in AS long practical 6 sets of readings, so it usually divided by 5. Now here the mistake, students, you divide by 6. It's not divided by 6, it's an interval. So there are 6 values, there are 5 intervals, so you have to divide by 5. This is the formula. The fourth thing or other thing is the values must be either in ascending order or in descending order. So these 3 things you have to keep in mind, and usually 1 mark on one. Sometimes it's not possible, but these 2 are always possible. So at least you will be you can score 2 marks for this rule. Each carries 1 mark, but 3 marks there may be sometimes 3 marks if the equal interval is possible. So first, always include maximum and minimum values in the table. Second thing is intervals between 2 values must be constant, and there's the formula. The formula is equal interval is always maximum value minus minimum value divided by 5. And the third thing is values must be either in ascending order or in descending order. Now let us go for the few examples. These are the 3 things: include maximum or minimum or both if possible. Interval constant, either ascending or descending order. These are the 3 supports of this rule. Now take an example. For example, suppose in one of the practicals, in the length of the simple pendulum, this one, suppose if length of the simple pendulum he is giving like this one, 20.0 centimeter is less than equal to L, and L is less than equal to 80.0 centimeter. Means he is including 20 and 80 centimeter. Both are inclusive. So what should I take? L in centimeters. If I take, I will write either 20.0 and in the end 80.0. Or I can write in this way, I can start from 80.0 and in the end 20.0. I have included the maximum and minimum value because he has included this one. Now second part is how I to get the equal intervals. Equal intervals is maximum is 80 minus 20 divided by 5. So it is 12 centimeter, 12 centimeter interval. So this is 32.0, 44.0, 56.0, 68.0. Or this second thing I can have 12 minus, this is 68.0, 56.0, 44.0, 32.0. So these are, now see, all three things have been used here. Minimum value and maximum value is used, equal intervals, wide range. Wide range comes always when you use the maximum minimum values. Wide range, it must have a wide range. If the values are not given, then you can have, because actually when we include maximum and minimum values, we are actually taking the very wide range. Range must be wide. I can say like range must be wide. At least it should cover 75%. So you can see I have included both and equal intervals. Either this is in ascending order and this is in what? Descending order. So these are the rules. But sometimes, suppose examiner is not giving the maximum and minimum values, but he gives like this one. Then what should I take? Suppose he give this one. He's not, 20 and 80 both are not inclusive. Now I must have the between 20 and 80 both are not inclusive. So what should I take now? Usually now these type of things are not coming nowadays, but it can come. So I will go for something which should be near to, it should be somewhat, not more than, but somewhat more than. Suppose I can say 21.0 centimeter. I can take this one less than equal. I can set my own. It's very close to 20, after 20, 21. And this should be, suppose it is less than 80, I can suppose bring it here what, 79.0. Then I will see whether it is divisible exactly by 5 or not. 79 minus 21. I think it's okay, 58. 58 divided by 5 will be, then you may have the 11.6 centimeters interval, it's okay. So then you can have 11.16 centimeters interval. But sometimes examiner suppose give a meter rule to you and he says a wire is attached with this meter rule, and now you have to say that you have to take the length of the wire. Now wire, this is the meter rule, and a wire is attached with, and you have to find it, you have to suppose investigate about some length. Now it's up to you which length you take, but if the meter rule is given and this is given, usually take L in centimeters from 5.0 to 95.0, that's the best one. Or if you can select 10.0 and 90.0, this is also good. So it's up to you. 5 and 95 are the best values, or 10 and 90 is also wide range, because so you can select in that way if the range is not given. But always please take those values which should be exactly divisible by 5, so that you may have the equal intervals if possible. But sometimes equal intervals are not possible. Then what we can do? Suppose the resistance are given, different resistance are given, 22 ohms, 33 ohms, 220 ohms, 330 ohms, 47 ohms, 470 ohms, 2200 ohms, 3300 ohms, 4700 ohms. These are the 9 values suppose they are given, and you are supposed to select vary this one. This is a very your independent variable. So R in ohm suppose. Now which values should I take? Now for this is, first arrange them either in ascending order or descending order. First is 22, 33, 47, 220, 330, 470, 2200, 3300, 4700. Now it is better first to include 22 and 47, this one. I include the maximum, minimum and maximum also. It must be in ascending order. Now I'll be increasing this one. Now I'll be leaving one and taking other. I have taken this and this. Now I'll be taking 47. Shouldn't take in that way. Alternately take. Okay. Then take 330. Then take 2200. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 readings are now. Now you can take one at your will, but it must be arranged here in the table at proper place. Suppose if you want to take, 3,300, then write it here 3,300. But if you want to take suppose 470, then write it here. Write it at the proper place. Or suppose if you take 33, then write it at 33 and 47 here. Now see, this will be the character. Now here the equal intervals are not possible, but see, range is wide because we have used the maximum and minimum value. They are in ascending order or descending order, and they are well spread because that whatever the values are given here. Now suppose in one of the practicals we were asked to oscillate. We will do that practical also. In one of the practicals, suppose we were given a meter rule. A meter rule is there. It has one hole at the top, at this one. This is fixed. Now you are given 100 gram mass and you have to attach it with different holes. This is hole number 1, hole number 2, hole number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 holes. These are the whole numbers, or the distances can be given. Suppose you are asked to measure this distance or this distance. Distances can be given or number of holes can be given. Suppose I am taking number of holes. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He says attach this mass here, this one, and oscillate it at this one. Which holes you will be taking? So I will be taking suppose number of holes here. Which holes I should take? A number of hole. I will take first and last 9. It is passed. Then what the rule is, I will be leaving this 2, I will use 3, then 5, then I will take what? 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. Now 1 is up to me. If I take hole number 2, I can write it here too. If I take suppose 4, I will be writing it 4. If I take 6, I will be writing it here. If I take 8, I will be writing it here. So in that way, we can take the values of the independent variable. Now this was the rule number 3. Now rule number 4 is for the number of decimal places. This is the rule number 4. Rule number 4 is rule number 4 for table. Correct number of decimal places in independent and dependent variable. Now, the rule is actually we take care of number of decimal places for the independent variable. Always write down the reading from which instrument used can be recognized. Always write down the readings from which instrument used can be recognized. Now the rules are simple. For example, if I want to meter rule, now meter rule has this one. Suppose the meter rule, this is suppose 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 10 millimeters, 11, 12. Now this is in millimeters. So what is the precision, or how much this instrument is precise? Precision or least count, or I can say it's accurate. You can see precision is always the reading between two calibrated lines. Reading between two calibrated lines. So now let us see, precision is the reading between two calibrated lines. How the precision is? Precision for this is 10 millimeter, and reading this one, this is the precision, and clearly this is 1 millimeter. So if I record the meter rule with the value of the meter rule, I will record in whole number of meter. Actually, in reading must have same number of decimal places. Reading must have same number of decimal places. This is calibrated lines. Reading must have same number of decimal places as there are in precision of the instrument. So first of all, always determine the precision, then determine the decimal places. Now precision of the meter rule is 1 millimeter, or in centimeter it is 0.1 centimeter, or in meters it is 0.001 meter. So if you record the length in meters, suppose how will you record it and how many decimal places you will take? Suppose L in centimeters, I am recording, L in meters, L in millimeters. Suppose I am recording 7 millimeter first. In centimeter, I record 0.7, same thing. I will record meter 0.070. Suppose I am recording 20 millimeters, then this will be 20, this will be 2.0 centimeter. Meters, it will be 0.020. Sorry, this will be 0.007. 0.7, and this will be 0.007. And 20 centimeter, I'll record as 0.20. Then suppose I have to record 500 millimeters. 500 will be 50.0, and this will be 0.500. You can see the precision of the meter rule is whole number millimeters. These all are in whole numbers. This is 1 decimal place, so all are in 1 decimal place. This is in 3 decimal place. So you must know the precision of the instrument used. For example, suppose if you are given a protector, this one 90 degree, this is 180, and here this is 10 degree. Suppose, and within 10 degrees there are T lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what is the least count or precision of this? This is 1 degree. So I can record theta in degrees as suppose 10 degree, 30 degree, 40 degree. I cannot record it 10.0, 30.0. Means this is not precise to 1 decimal place. This is precise to whole number. So you have to take care of the precision. Always the rule tells us, and this is, see, always independent variable must be consistent with units, and dependent variable must, decimal places, and dependent variable must be consistent with also this one. Now see what the difference here is. For example, suppose, this is just supposition, I am just giving an example. L in meters is recorded. L in meters, this is suppose 0.200, and then 0.4000, and suppose 20 T has been recorded in seconds. T1, T2, T average. Suppose this is recorded at 25.68, here is recorded 25.7. Here is recorded 25. Suppose 8, here is recorded 25.8. Suppose, and this is supposition 27.8. Now, what is wrong with this? See, first of all, this has been used here, the meter rule. The precision is 3 decimal places. Here the precision is 4 decimal places. Means you have used here the vernier caliper. First of all, it will be very difficult. It will be varying the vertical caliper 40 centimeters. But suppose for example, it is there's an instrument, but this instrument cannot be the meter rule. So this entire column must be consistent with same number of decimal places, because this independent variable has been used by using the same instrument. Similar is the case here. Now this indicates that this reading has been recorded with the digital stopwatch, but this indicates that this digital has been recorded with the suppose this one, I am writing this one at 25 point. This has been recorded with the analog watch, and again this has been recorded by the wristwatch. How it is possible that the instrument is changed in one practical? So it's not possible. So you have to always record the readings consistent. You must be consistent here with this one. All these readings must be consistent with same number of decimal places. These all must be same number of decimal places. These all must be same number of decimal places, because this is the same instrument as used. So even this thing must be consistent with this thing. So these two sub columns must be consistent with the decimal places in order to indicate the same thing. Now, for example, you cannot read by the naked eye. Suppose if you have a Newton meter like this one, a Newton meter is 0. This is suppose 2 Newton, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 intervals. Then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is suppose 4. Now suppose our instrument is here. Now there is no calibration line. What you will take the exact value, and suppose this is in suppose this is in Newton. So first thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's the least count? 2 divided by 5. It is 0.4 Newton. So you can record these things in the terms of 0.4 Newtons multiple. So either now you will take this value or this value. You cannot estimate the between. So this is either 2.4 Newton or it is 2.8 Newton. But you cannot take 2.6 Newton or 2.5 Newton. So always take the precisions in account in this way. So this was rule number 4. Now rule number 5, and the last rule for the table is for the significant figures. I have discussed in the very first part how the significant figures are taken. I am not going to use this one, but how many significant figures you take. Actually the rule is number of significant figures taken in processed data is the least number of significant figures used in raw data. Now here is the thing where these students confuse themselves. They actually sometimes take the number of decimal places in the raw data. They say, so why decimal places, then significant figure. First, when you write the raw data, you write by keeping the number of decimal places. They must be consistent according to rule number 4. But when you are calculating in the processed data, you will see the number of significant figures also of the raw data. Then you will go and the least number is taken. I've just given an example here. I'll be just calculating, and you are supposed to always calculate the new values. You are not to carry on the old ones. You cannot carry the data. This is also first, and you always have to carry new data for new thing. You are not supposed to use the old one. Whatever you have rounded off, you have to take that one. Suppose the serial number. Suppose this is L meters, and this is suppose 20 t in seconds, and suppose this is in t seconds. I have to suppose calculate t square. These are just supposition. I'm just giving the fake readings. I'm not concerned these readings are right or wrong. I'm just giving you an example that how will you be calculated. Suppose L is t square and second square, and then here is the L square and meter square. And I have to calculate suppose L square upon t square in meter square per second square. Let us see. Suppose if this is 0.200 and suppose here this T1, T2, suppose 21.56 and this is 21.57, suppose 37. This is the T average. Now let us see how to calculate. First of all, this must be, this has been meter rule used, so 3 decimal places. Here the digital stopwatch has been used, so 2 decimal places. Now I will use the calculator for the average value. Now up to here, these are actually the raw data. After raw data, it becomes processed data. Even this T average is the processed data. So I will take care of number of decimal places here. This same number of decimal places here in throughout column, and these two must have 7 odd decimal places in throughout column also, because these are the raw data. Always number of decimal places are seen in first column and 2 sub columns. See number of decimal places in first column and first 2 sub columns, then it comes always the significant figures. Now suppose if you take average of this one, 21.56 plus 21.37 divided by 2, it comes it is 21.465. Now this is this is the process data. How many? I will now think how many significant figures I should write. I will see here. This is. I will connect this to raw data. Raw data. This is 4 significant figures. So this must be 4 significant figures. 21.465. It's up to me. I can write 21.47 or 46. It's up to me. I am supposed to write 4.6. Then I have to write T. Now I will not take this one. If you take 21.465 divided by 20, that is wrong. Now you will carry whatever you have written here. It is 21.46 divided by 20. It is 1.073 coming. Now this is in 4 significant figure. This must be also in 4. So 1.073. Now I will take T square, because I have to calculate this one. This is the same thing, so I now can carry on the calculator. So it is T square will be, it is 1 point, this is coming 1.151329, but here are 4 significant figure. This must be in 4, so it is 1.151. Now L square, see, this is in 3 L square. 0.2 square, 0.2 square comes 0.04. Now I will see how many, I will write not the number of decimal places, I will look here the significant figure. Here are 3 significant figures in the raw data of L. So raw data of L, 3 significant figure, so this must be 3 significant figures, so I write 0.0400. Now what about L square upon T square? L square upon T square, again L square, I will take this one, 0.04 divided by 1.151. It is coming to be, and see how many significant figure I should do. Now L square upon T square involve L and T. L has 3 significant figure and T has 4. So the least number of significant figures 3. So I will prefer to write 3. I can write one more, but 3 is better. So this comes out to be 0.034752389. So 3 significant figure up to here. I will add 0.03, 0.0348. I can write also 7 also, 48. So sorry, it's not coming in the screen. So it is 0.0348. Now it's okay. So again, see, suppose another value is here 0.300, and it is just here, suppose 9.58, and this is suppose 10.86. How should I calculate this value? Now first of all, I'll take the average of this. It is 9.58 plus 10.86 divided by 2. It is 15.01. 15. Sorry. It is 9.58 and plus 10.86 divided by 2. It comes 10.22. 10.22. Now it is okay if you, this is 3 significant figure, this is 4. It is better to write in 3, but because this again, if you see, you can go here, you can give here the freehand to you, because this is sometimes represent just by that this must have the 2 decimal places. So it's okay if you write 10.22, but nevertheless it is also correct if you write 10.2. Both are correct. Then t seconds, if you write here 10.2, suppose, then t seconds, you will not carry 10.22, you will carry just 10.2. So it's 10.2 divided by 20. It comes 0.51. But this is in 3 significant figures, I'll put 0 here. Then t square will be, I'll get 0.51 square. It comes 0.260. And you can carry on this one. Then L square upon this is in 3 significant figures, this is 3. So if you can calculate the values, I'm not calculating, you can calculate these values. So see, the rule for the significant figure is always number of significant figures are taken, the least number of significant figures in the calculated of the raw data. Least number of the raw data means, suppose if you have to calculate L square upon t square, then you will see what are the significant figures in L. Significant figures in say 3, and what is the significant figure in t? Significant figure in t are 4. So this 3 and 4, the least is 3. I will take 3 significant 0.0348. I don't know if it is appearing in the screen or not. It is 0.0348. Similarly, see, you can see everything is linked with that one. This L square significant figures are linked with the L. L has 3 significant figures, L square significant figures are also 3. You can use one more. So that this is the rule for the significant figure.